Manchester United almost securing the top four now, 9 points clear of 5th place with just 18 to play for them. A game in hand as well over Tottenham Hotspur, who kick off in 20 minutes' time against Liverpool. A big win for Newcastle today as well after being 1-0 down at halftime. And Haaland hits goal number 50. Number 50 for the season in all comps. The first time since 1931. And City go top of the Premier League for only the 15th day of the season so far. They are taking their stranglehold on this. Remember, you can enter our raffle now for 2 tickets for the FA Cup final, the Manchester Derby final, and £250 spending money courtesy of me by clicking on the link in our description or scanning the QR code on the screen now. Panel joining us very, very soon as well. But I'm asking the question, is top 4 done for Man United and Newcastle United? You look at the table there. I'm looking at it at the same time as you. United on 63, Newcastle 65. United have got a game in hand over Tottenham and Newcastle. That is Brighton on Thursday, by the way. Let's just say we lose that. Let's play devil's advocate and say we lose it. 9 points clear of Tottenham as it stands. They may beat Liverpool. Maybe Liverpool beat them today. I'm hoping for a bit of a draw in that game, if I'm being honest. But it's almost done in many people's eyes. But what do you think? A couple more wins needed, most certainly, you would say, for Manchester United. But it's almost done in this overachieving first season for Erik ten Hag. And I have to say about Newcastle, they look good. They look too good right now to miss out on the top 4. They look far too good to miss out on the top 4 as it stands right now. Far too good, in my opinion. They're 1-0. I wasn't watching their game, to be fair. I was keeping up to date. I see them 1-0 down. I thought, how are they responding in the second half? And they responded magnificently. You cannot get away from that. And their performances this year, very much like Man United, Arsenal as well, just exceeding the expectations that most people put upon them this year. In relation to Manchester United today, look, I was happy with the response to dropping 2 points. Very happy with the win. Another brilliant performance from Bruno Fernandes. Again, being moved out to the right-hand side because Anthony was being rested. And the manager, of course, who does he trust? He's captain. Forget Maguire. Bruno's the captain. Go out onto the right. See what job you can do for us. Winning the game with his goal. Great desire. Great play from him. I also thought Lindelof today at centre-back was absolutely sensational. And someone tweeted this, and I don't know who tweeted it. I saw it on my timeline. I don't want to plagiarize and pretend. A lot of content creators, they see other people's tweets, and they're good tweets, and they read it, and they say them like they're their own thoughts. I don't tend to do that. It's weird. Not a manly thing to do. Anyway, I digress. But I think it's a little bit wrong to associate Victor Lindelof so closely with Maguire, because he's a level above the guy. I'm not saying Lindelof is world class, but he's much better than Harry Maguire. There's no doubt. He plays out well from the back. A very good block today from a shot late in the game. There was a wonderful header early in the second half that takes it off of Ollie Watkins' head. Very good performance from him today. There's no doubt about it. I thought Casemiro, who has been very much maligned in recent games, was back to his best defensively, breaking up play. He is looking leggy. He is looking tired, there's no doubt, but much better performance from him. And look, Sancho was an interesting one. I was happy with so many elements of his game today, barring his attacking. There was one good bit of play on the right-hand side, fairly close to when he came off, where he puts Eriksen through, and Eriksen messed up the final pass to Sabitzer or Rashford. But I was really happy today with Sancho's work rate. He's running, he's keeping the shape, he's pressing. Those fundamentals, it's sometimes are more important to me than your attacking prowess, because if you don't have the base and the foundation, I don't really care about the rest of your play, because you'll let the team down so regularly over the course of the season. I was quite impressed with Sancho today as well, if I'm going to be honest with you. I thought he should have twined up a nearly 40-year-old Ashley Young a little bit more. But again, since the Sevilla game, the basics, the work rate, the desire from Sancho has been a lot better. And that's the base that we start with. So I was kind of happy with him. Of course, I've already mentioned Bruno Fernandes' performance. I think Sabitzer and Eriksson did okay today in terms of controlling the ball. I was disappointed in their final ball a lot of the time today. Similarly with Rashford, I thought we had an okay game, 6 out of 10. You know, his perseverance and his shot kind of led to the goal. But I wanted a little bit more from those players today. And I think Man United's biggest Achilles heel came out in this game. Yes, we conceded a few chances, but Villa are a good team. If you actually go and look at the form table since Unai Emery's been at the club, they're one of the best teams in the league. They've also only conceded 2 or 3 goals in the last 2 months. So to score against them and to smash them is difficult. So I'm happy with the win, but we didn't kill the game off when we had the chances again today. And that's our biggest Achilles heel. If I go back and just look at so many games this season, the City defeat early in the season, Brentford, Brighton, you'd go to the Villa defeat at their grounds, Newcastle away, and Liverpool. Got to look at those results and go, you're outclassed in those games. If I look at a lot of our draws, at least 3 or 4 of them, and a couple of our defeats, not killing games off has been a problem. And that is what the manager needs to look to resolve in pre-season, both with more training, with development, and of course, buying players, because we should have put this game to bed before that nervy last 10 minutes. And I know every Man United fan watching was doing what I was doing. I was almost hiding their face for that final free kick of the game. It was just, I had a horrible gut feeling. And I'm so glad this time round the gut wasn't right. I'm so glad indeed. But, we need to learn to kill games off next year. And I'm sure with the signings that we're going to make, United will be able to do that. More ball carrying and athleticism in the middle, I think, is also going to be key. The thing with Sabitzer, Casemiro, and Eriksson, as good as they can all be on the ball at times, that burst of pace over 2 or 3 yards to get away from a man isn't there. Bruno doesn't have that either. You've got, when we tried the counter attack today, even Sancho isn't the quickest in terms of off the first 3 or 4 yards. Only really Rashford. And Man United need a little bit more of that blistering pace in their team when it comes to the transition or when they break a line and need to pounce. That and clinical edge for the final ball or the finishing is going to be needed next year. And this Man United team will, in my opinion, with the right purchases, become even more dangerous and even more scary for rivals. There is no doubt about that in my mind. But I reiterate what I said. We're playing with a left back at centre back, sitting fourth in the league, opportunity to go third if we win our game in hand. No moaning about injuries, no moaning about we don't have all the right players. We know what we need to improve. We're getting on with it. We're surpassing expectations. We're beating the predictions that were put against us this year. And I want this team to maintain it until the end of the season, find some better form, secure that top 4 position, and who knows, maybe end it with a trophy. We saw today with Fulham against City. City were better than them, but Fulham took it to them. And, maybe with a little bit more quality up front, Fulham could have pulled a draw off today. They weren't inflammable. They're not inflammable. They're gettable. We've beaten them already, but they are the favourites for that game. And I just want us to end the season well, shut the naysayers up, go into pre-season and go again. We know we've got the media against us. And one of the reasons all year I've fought back against lazy journalism, ridiculous criticisms of other teams, is because I do want the credibility, and also I want to be seen as someone who's not a hypocrite when it comes to defending my club that are also being treated badly in that same way. I don't subscribe to the notion of, well, if I'm not happy about how I get treated, I'm going to mistreat everybody else. I think that's a really sad, pathetic, beta way to look at the world. For instance, I don't like how the media talks about Raheem Sterling. Never have. But what my course of my thought process is, well, I'm going to slag off Harry, Kane, and Rashford so they're treated as badly, so it's all equal. That's a weird way to look at the world. I look to raise the standards instead of lowering them down. I don't want to live in the sewer. I don't want to live with the piss and the shit and the crap. Who would? Why stay there? Elevate yourselves.